Since their return to power last August, the Taliban have focused on policing the life of Afghanistan's women. They are required to be covered from head to toe in public, can't travel without a male guardian, and most of them are barred from work. But not all. DW Sandra Petersman met a doctor in Kabul, one of the very few working women left in the country.
Meet Dr. Malalai Faisi. She's a rare exception in Afghanistan. While the Taliban forced most working women from their jobs, Dr. Faisi got a promotion. She's now director of the country's biggest maternity clinic in Kabul. Female in neonatal health is one area where the fundamentalist rulers understand they need women.
This is linked to the culture and tradition of Afghanistan. When a woman is pregnant, she should go to a female doctor, because a female doctor can better examine and treat her than a male doctor.
Her ward rounds are busy. The hospital deals with up to 2,500 births a month. Many of the women have difficult deliveries due to malnutrition and anemia. The team performs up to 40 cesarean sections each day.
A lot of people are jobless, and when families cannot afford for expecting mothers to eat good, nutritious food, they face a lot of problems.
Many babies here are born prematurely. More than 20 newborns have died in each of the past 4 months. The billions spent by foreign powers on development failed to create the lasting conditions needed to reduce infant mortality.
I'm a doctor. I have not left the country for the past 26 years, and in all this time, Afghanistan was never stable and never peaceful.
After her hospital shift, Dr. Faisi works in the private clinic she runs with her husband. Here, many patients are under family pressure to have children, but can't conceive or have miscarried. It can be difficult for women to carry a pregnancy to term when constantly stressed. And life in Afghanistan is stressful, especially for women.
I will only feel happy when my country is at peace and secure, and when all the troubles that our people are facing are resolved and they are calm. That's when I will be able to relax.
When she gets home after a long working day, darkness awaits her. The electricity is off, a daily experience for many families in Kabul. As she sits down for tea with her youngest daughter, we ask her why she doesn't leave Afghanistan.
I'm an Afghan, and I got my education from the blood of this nation's people. I want to serve my people. If all of us decide to leave now, who will rebuild this country?
Marwa is waiting to take the university entry exam to study medicine. She's clear on why she wants to follow in her mother's footsteps.
Because our society needs female doctors in every single province. After the recent earthquake, there were no female doctors in the field to help the injured women. Only male doctors were there, but not a single female. I want to help the women of my country.
Whether Marwa will follow her mother's career will be up to the Taliban. They will decide how many women doctors they want and where.
And joining me now for more from Kabul is Dr. Najmusama Shefaju, a gynecologist and president of the Afghanistan Society of Obstetricians and Gynecologists. Dr. Shefaju, thank you for speaking to us. Now, you work as a gynecologist and see pregnant mothers every day. Are they doing better or worse under the Taliban?
No, the health situation of most of the women, especially pregnant women, are deteriorating because the economic situation of them are getting bad and worse day by day. And Afghan people and Afghan women, they like to beget more children as well. Um, Under the Taliban, they cannot come to the doctors. They cannot do their antenatal cares. They are not able to afford the fee of the doctor and to buy their medicine, to do their investigations. Most of the pregnant women are anemic, and their health condition is not good under the
Right.
Taliban.
And there is also a shortage of doctors, isn't there? I mean, people like you are rare in Afghanistan at the moment.
Yes, absolutely. The number of the doctors, especially gynecologists, are decreased because most of the doctors, famous doctors and experts, left Afghanistan. They went abroad, out of the country. So there are shortage of gynecologists and obstetricians as well in Afghanistan.
What has that done for you and your colleagues? Has that increased your workload? What is it like for you working as a doctor under the Taliban?
Because the number of the doctors are decreasing, so the number of patients, the load of the patients are more and more, especially in the public hospitals, but also in the private hospitals. The public hospitals cannot give as service as they should. So they have to go to the private clinics. The number of the load of the patients are increasing because of the decreasing number of the doctors.
You talk about decreasing numbers of doctors. At the same time, the Taliban have forbidden women from receiving higher education. Are you worried that that might mean a further shortage down the line of women doctors?
Yes, there is a very big danger in the future that if the girls do not go to the schools and they do not get a medical education in the future, maybe after some years, we will have a very dangerous shortage of the doctors.
Now, women like you are very rare in Afghanistan because women like you are still being allowed to work and are being able to face the public and serve them. But many other women have stopped working. They are not allowed to work anymore. Is this ban on women working helping or harming the country?
For sure. I have patients, such lawyers, engineers, the women who are working in the government. They are jobless, and they cannot earn money. They are my patients. They come to me. They cry a lot that they lost their jobs. They cannot support their families, their kids. So for sure, it is a danger of the everything for a country, because women are a good base of a family, of a community, of a country. Right. So if the women do not work, what will happen to that country?
You interact with the Taliban quite a bit, I presume, during your work. You must be talking to them. Do you tell them that maybe they should lift the ban on working women?
Yes, they promised that they will make a system for the women to work, and they will make a system for continuing the girls' education. But still, we haven't seen any progress.
Right.
They promise, but there's no. We don't see any progress.
Hopefully that progress makes itself known in some time. Dr. Najmusama Shifaju, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Welcome.
The Taliban has broken its own promises, meaning many women have been forced to leave their working lives behind. Careers ruined, education worthless. Many are now struggling to survive and put food on the table for their families.
mementos from a past life. Gulistan Safari is looking at work certificates of her time as a police officer in Kabul.
My job was so valuable to me. I loved my job. But when the Taliban came, they did not allow us to go to work, saying, "Go back to your houses." We held many protests. We asked them to allow us to go to work by promising to wear the hijab, but they pointed their guns at us and told us to get lost.
Gulistan was one of more than 20,000 women police officers who were sacked by the Taliban last year. Now she works as a cleaner to make ends meet.
I usually work from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's a really boring job, but I have no choice. No other income. We die if I don't work.
Not working is not an option for Gulistan. After losing her husband to cancer 2 years ago, she is the sole breadwinner for a household of 5. But she struggles to feed her children and grandchildren. Her job cleaning houses pays a fraction of what she used to earn as a policewoman. But despite having their livelihoods taken away, women in Afghanistan haven't been silenced by the Taliban. Monesa Mubares and her fellow activists have taken their protest to the street.
We'll raise our voices against every injustice until our last breath. We will stand against the tyranny imposed by the Taliban on the people of Afghanistan, and especially on the women of Afghanistan.
Monesa has a master's degree in international relations and worked for the finance ministry. Like Gulistan, she lost her job after the Taliban seized power. Now she has dedicated herself to fighting their repressive regime. At least once a week, she meets up with other women to plan their next protest or to work on promoting their cause on social media. It's not without risk, but it's a risk worth taking for herself and for women like Gulistan and thousands more like them.